Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English with Fun. I am John, and I am really happy that you are here listening with me right now. Today, I have a very real and very relatable story for you. This story is about a boy named Tanvir. Tanvir could read English and write English very well, but he was always too scared and too shy to speak English out loud. And one day, that fear changed his whole life in a very painful way. Let's listen to his story right now.
Tanvir was 22 years old, and he was a very smart and hard-working boy. He studied English for many years in school, and he knew a lot of words. He could read English books and understand English videos very easily. But every time someone spoke to him in English, he became very quiet. His heart would beat very fast, and his face would turn very red. He always thought to himself, what if I make a mistake and people laugh at me? He always thought, what if my pronunciation is wrong and I sound very silly? So he never opened his mouth, and he never tried to speak at all. His friends always told him, Tanvir, just speak. Your English is actually very good. But Tanvir always smiled and said, No, my English is not good enough yet. He was always waiting for the perfect moment to start speaking English. But that perfect moment never came because he never tried at all. One day, Tanvir's company got a very big and important international client. The client was from a big company in the United Kingdom. The manager looked around the office for someone who could speak English well. Everyone looked at Tanvir because they all knew he studied English for years. The manager said, Tanvir, please go and talk to the client in English. Tanvir's whole body froze in that one single moment. His hands started shaking and his mouth became completely dry. He said to his manager with a very nervous voice, Sir, I am sorry, but my English speaking is not very good right now. Maybe someone else can go and talk to the client today. The manager was very surprised because everyone knew Tanvir studied English. So the manager sent another person who spoke broken but confident English. That person talked to the client, made a connection, and got the project. That evening, Tanvir sat alone at his desk for a very long time. He thought about what just happened in front of everyone today. He knew all the words. He understood everything the client said. But he could not speak because he was too scared and too shy. He said to himself with a very sad and painful voice, I knew the English, but my fear spoke louder than my words today. That night, Tanvir could not sleep at all. He kept thinking about that moment over and over again in his head. Then he made a very firm and strong decision right there in his bed. He said, I will never let my fear stop me from speaking ever again. The very next morning, he started something new and very simple. Every morning, he stood in front of his mirror for just 10 minutes. He talked about his day, his dreams, and his plans in simple English. He made many mistakes, and his pronunciation was not always perfect. But he kept going every single morning without stopping or giving up. After 2 months, his manager called him again for another meeting. This time, a new international client came to the office from Canada. The manager said, Tanvir, I want you to handle this meeting today. Tanvir took one deep breath and said with a calm and steady voice, Yes, sir, I am ready, and I will do my very best today. He walked into the meeting room and greeted the client with a warm smile. He spoke in simple and clear English sentences without stopping. He made a few small mistakes, but he corrected himself and kept going. The client smiled and said, You communicate very well and very clearly. After the meeting, the manager came to Tanvir and shook his hand. He said, That was excellent, Tanvir. I am very proud of you today. Tanvir smiled and felt something very warm and powerful inside his chest. He thought, this feeling, this is what I was missing all those years.
Now I want to talk directly to you for just one moment right now. Maybe you are exactly like Tanvir was before his big and painful moment. Maybe you know many English words, but you never speak them out loud. Maybe you are waiting for your English to be perfect before you start speaking. But I want to tell you something very honest and very important today. Your English will never become perfect if you never open your mouth and speak. Speaking is the only way to get better at speaking. There is no other way. You do not need perfect English to start speaking. You just need courage. Start tomorrow morning with just 5 minutes in front of your mirror. Talk about anything. Your breakfast, your plans, your dreams, anything at all. Make mistakes, correct yourself, and then keep going without stopping. Because every mistake you make out loud is one step closer to fluency. Remember what Tanvir learned on that very painful and difficult evening. Knowing English in your head is not enough. You have to open your mouth and let the words come out. Your fear will always be louder than your words until you decide to speak. So please make that decision today. Not tomorrow, but right now, today. Open your mouth, speak, make mistakes, and keep going forward. Thank you so much for listening to this story today. See you again in the very next episode.